Celebrating his doc, the Reckoning, Sean Combs' The Reckoning being not only #1 in the US, but now #1 in the UK. And he posted some flowers, and y'all know 50 love being funny.
There is a silence happening right now. A deafening, uncharacteristic, and frankly, terrifying silence. And it's coming from the last person on earth you'd ever expect to be quiet. This is Calvin Broadus, Snoop Dogg, the internet's favorite uncle. The man who has a meme for everything. If a cat falls off a roof, Snoop's got a quote. If there's a new snack on the shelf, Snoop's doing a review. He doesn't just live online, he owns it. His voice is a constant in the chaotic hum of pop culture. But recently, that voice vanished. The atmosphere changed, the temperature dropped, and it happened at the exact moment a documentary detonated at the heart of the music industry. 50 Cent's The Reckoning. It didn't just drop, it exploded. #1, charts on fire. The blogs are frenzied. Twitter is a war zone. 50 is doing victory laps. And Snoop Dogg went dark. Complete. Radio. Silence. No jokes, no commentary, no sly Instagram story, nothing.
You know, Puffy's sons and my sons have been best friends since they were 6, 7 years old. I didn't make it happen and Puffy didn't make it happen. One night I was at my house and Puffy's son was over about like 9 o'clock. And I'm like, cuz, what time you going home? And he like, I'm spending the night. I'm like, did you tell your dad? He like, nah, my mom dropped me off. So Kim, rest in peace, was connecting my kids with Puff kids, and they formed a friendship and a bond.
From the most vocal man in hip-hop, silence. Ask yourself, why? Is it loyalty, awkwardness, or is it something else, something colder? Because the whispers aren't just whispers anymore, they're reports, they're allegations. And they suggest Snoop isn't just being quiet to be polite. He's being quiet because he might be next. What would it mean for us, for the fans, if the Uncle Snoop persona shattered? If the man behind the blunt smoke and the slow drawl was implicated? For some of us, it wouldn't be a shock. We remember. We remember the murder trial. We remember the 90 seconds. We know the image was rebuilt carefully. The alliance with Martha Stewart, the coaching at the Olympics, the trustworthy neighborhood weed guy. But what if that was the greatest performance of his career? To understand the panic, you have to understand the bond. Snoop and Diddy aren't just industry peers.
Personally, it wouldn't shock me. I think that Snoop's PR team has really made him look good. You know, just like a trustworthy neighborhood guy.
Nephew, take that top card. When I die, I want my last words to be, I did it.
By Snoop's own admission, they're family. He said it on TV. Their kids grew up together, best friends since they were 6. This bond was forged by mothers, by the late Kim Porter. When your brother, someone whose children slept in your home, is accused of the most heinous crimes imaginable, you have two choices: stand by him or denounce him. Snoop has done neither. He's vanished. And that silence is the first red flag. Look at that smile. It used to look like an inside joke. Now, with everything we know, it looks different. It looks like complicity. And 50 Cent sees it. 50 has been trolling Diddy for years. But lately, his sights have shifted. The jabs are getting subtler, sharper, and 50 Cent doesn't shoot without a target. If he's hinting, he's seeing receipts, but this moves beyond gossip into the realm of law.
And death row, y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us.
All on the record, dancing, come to death row.
A prominent attorney, Ariel Mitchell, representing victims in the Diddy case, appears on national television, and she drops a thermonuclear bombshell. She was approached by someone trying to sell a tape, a freak off tape. She saw stills, proof. It was filmed at Diddy's Atlanta home. And Diddy wasn't the only one in the footage. There was another male celebrity, and when pressed, she said this person was more high profile than Diddy. Let that list run through your head. It's very, very short. Global icons, household names. She said, this person didn't seem to know they were being recorded. A setup.
Was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
A classic catch and kill. Record you in a compromising position, own you forever. She couldn't say the name, but the streets are screaming it. Industry insiders are whispering it. The name that echoes in every shadowy corner is Snoop Dogg. Why? The description fits. More famous globally, the Olympic guy, the voice coach, the ultimate corporate safe rapper. And then there's the testimony from insiders like Courtney, who claims to have seen Kim Porter's real memoirs, her insurance policy, left on flash drives, documenting everything. If those tapes exist, and the feds have them after those raids, then Snoop's silence isn't grief, it's strategy. He's waiting to see if his name is on a sealed indictment. But to really see the darkness, we have to go back to the night that changed hip-hop forever. September 7, 1996. The night Tupac Shakur was murdered.
And death row, y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us.
All on the record, dancing, come to death row.
But I was like, damn, we on the same record label. I know these people are really thinking like we are like Coast, West Coast. We got beef with the people we got beef with. But we could go anywhere in the country because we are America's most wanted.
For decades, Snoop has been the grieving friend, the peacemaker, the guy who loved Pac. But listen to the people who were there, the people with nothing left to lose. Like Suge Knight, serving life. Suge says Snoop was supposed to be at the Mike Tyson fight in Vegas that night, a mandatory death row outing. But at the last minute, Snoop didn't show. He broke protocol. Why? Did he know? Suge says when Snoop finally came to see him after the shooting with Pac's mother Afeni in the room, Snoop walked in and said, "Pac hates me right now." And then he went into the bathroom and threw up. Violently. A physical reaction of pure guilt. And then the walkie-talkie. Warren G, Snoop's own family, confirmed Snoop had a police-style scanner that night. The kind security used. Witnesses allege that over that radio, after the shots rang out, a voice crackled, "Got him." Who was on the other end? Why did Snoop have it? The theory from insiders like Ali Carter is chilling.
It's a demon, bro. Dude is a demon. That dude was possessed with some kind of demon, man. He was possessed with some kind of demon. Wanna be in all this red, this dark rooms with the music blasting. It had to be a certain temperature.
That Snoop had already been flipped. That the East Coast West Coast war had a mole. That Diddy, the so-called Black Clinton, had already pulled Snoop to his side. That Snoop was working with Bad Boy while wearing a death row jersey. If that's true, it rewrites history. It means Snoop didn't just survive the rap wars. He might have helped sink his own ship. Before we go deeper down this rabbit hole, you need to make sure you don't miss what comes next. The story is unfolding in real time. New names, new allegations, new pieces of this puzzle are dropping daily. If you're not subscribed, with the bell icon clicked, you will miss the breakdown. This is Behind the Fame. We connect the dots the mainstream ignores. Hit subscribe, hit that bell, don't be left in the dark. Now, we have to go to the place the industry doesn't talk about. The place behind the velvet ropes.
Knew that Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Screw you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of...
Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, describes parties with a specific vibration. Red rooms. Rituals. He talks about doves that wouldn't fly, that would just drop dead. And he says Snoop wasn't just a guest, he was a participant. There's a concept called the boiled egg. A degrading ritual of initiation, a test of loyalty. Suge Knight has alluded to it. He suggested Snoop passed the test. And isn't it strange? Snoop's weird, persistent obsession with eggs on social media. To the public, it's just a high, funny bit. To those who know the code, it looks like a signal, a reminder. I'm one of you, I did what I had to do. This connects back to Ali Carter, a survivor who's been screaming into the void since 2020. She didn't just name Diddy, she named Snoop Dogg. She said, "You're canceling Aunt Jemima but cheering for Snoop at the Super Bowl." She alleges Snoop is deeper in the network than Diddy, that while Diddy is the flashy frontman, Snoop is the quiet predator in the shadows, using his avuncular image as the perfect lure.
It was strange that he wasn't there. This is the first one he did 10, and according to Warren G and everybody else, now we know why he didn't. But to get straight to the point was this.
They laughed at her in 2020. They're not laughing now. This is the most brilliant part, the rebrand. From the most feared gangster rapper in America to the honorary coach of Team USA. From murder trial defendant to Martha Stewart's baking buddy. How? Why? The theory is it's a protection racket. When you become this valuable to corporate America, to NBC, to the Olympics, to every brand from Corona to Uber Eats, you become too big to fail. The machine protects its investment. Every time a rumor bubbles up, a new multi-million-dollar deal is announced. A new prime-time appearance. Look at the funny dancing, man! Ignore the sealed indictments, but that shield is cracking. The Reckoning isn't just a documentary, it's a spear, and it's piercing the armor, because the FBI doesn't care about your T-Mobile commercial. Let's bring it to today. Right now, 50 Cent dropped The Reckoning for a reason. He's shaking the tree to see what or who falls out. Gene Deal said he wasn't in the doc because he knows too much. That if he told his whole story, half of Hollywood would be in cuffs.
I mean, I had to bring you back. This documentary got everyone talking, man. A lot of people want to know why you wasn't in it, man.
Well, first and foremost, you know, I thought I was going to be in the documentary at first until I started talking to...
Snoop's silence is the loudest sound in the room. If he was innocent, he'd be on IG Live right now, laughing it off, making jokes, distancing himself, but he can't. Because the photos exist, the tapes allegedly exist, the memoirs exist. We are watching a house of cards that has stood for 30 years begin to wobble. Diddy was the first domino. He will not be the last. I want you to really think about this. Look at the evidence. Listen to the silence. What's your gut telling you? Do you still believe in Uncle Snoop? Or do you think that persona is the most elaborate costume in music history? What do you think about the Tupac allegations, about the tapes? This isn't just gossip anymore. This is a cultural reckoning. I want to hear your opinion. Drop it in the comments right now. Tell me what you think is really going on. The feds are sifting through the evidence as we speak. Those sealed indictments are on a desk, waiting, and when they crack that seal, the history of hip-hop, the history of pop culture will be rewritten. The story we've been told for decades is a lie. Snoop Dogg has built an empire on being the coolest, most unflappable guy in the room. But right now, the man who never stops talking has nothing to say. And in that void, the truth is screaming. We aren't prepared for what's coming. None of us are. The reckoning isn't over. It's just beginning. And the next name on the list might be the one we never saw coming. This story is vast. The rabbit hole is deep. What topic from the dark side of fame do you want us to break down next? The mysterious death of another icon? The hidden rituals of a different industry? Tell us in the comments. Your suggestion could be our next investigation. Subscribe to Behind the Fame, where the image ends and the truth begins.